Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why on earth do I keep waking up in the middle of the night just to use the bathroom, again and again, like my body is playing some cruel trick on me? Or maybe it's not you. Maybe it's your father, your mother, or your elderly spouse. You watch them stumble half asleep, holding the wall for balance, walking to the bathroom for the third time before dawn. And you can't help but wonder, is this really normal? Or is this slowly stealing their health away, one restless night at a time? Let me make a confession. Most people think nighttime bathroom trips are just a part of aging. It happens to everyone. It's just what getting older looks like. But that's not the truth. And honestly, that little lie, the lie we tell ourselves, could be the very thing draining the strength, the memory, and even the joy out of your nights. Now here's a powerful fact you can't ignore. Seniors who wake up frequently to urinate are at a much higher risk of falls, broken bones, heart strain, and even early memory decline. Poor sleep is not just an inconvenience, it's dangerous. And you know what makes it even harder to swallow? Most of it is preventable. Yes, you heard me right, preventable. Imagine this. Instead of dragging yourself out of bed 4 or 5 times tonight, you could actually sleep soundly, deeply, without interruption. Imagine your loved one waking up rested, clear-headed, and strong enough to face the day. And the surprising part? The solution could be as simple as eating one healthy nut before bedtime. One small change. Now, let me ask you something, and be honest with yourself. If there's even a chance that a single nut could make the difference between nights of broken sleep and peaceful rest, wouldn't you want to know what it is? Wouldn't you want to know exactly how it works and how to use it properly so you don't keep suffering in silence? Because here's the thing, by the time you finish this video, you'll not only know which nut I'm talking about, you'll understand the science behind why it works. You'll learn the common mistakes seniors make that make nighttime urination even worse. And most importantly, you'll discover practical, natural steps that can help you or your loved ones finally take back control of your nights. But I have to warn you, if you click away, if you brush this off thinking, it's not a big deal, you'll wake up tomorrow night, and the night after that, and the one after that, still dragging yourself half asleep to the bathroom, wishing you had just stayed with me a little longer, and I know you don't want that. So here's what I want you to do right now. Subscribe to Elderly Spring, because let's be real, if you can't even hit one little button to protect your nights, what does that say about how seriously you're taking your health? Don't wait for another restless night to remind you how important this is. Hit subscribe now. And if you're one of those people who still won't, then at least have the courage to go down to the comments and tell me why. Tell me why you'd rather stay stuck in the cycle of sleepless nights than join a community that's here to help you. And before we dive deeper, if you're serious about making a change and you want step-by-step routines and natural solutions for better sleep, check out the Elderly Spring Sleep Wellness Kit in the description below. It's simple, it's practical, and it could be exactly what you or your loved ones need to finally rest peacefully through the night. So let's get into it, because the longer you wait, the more nights you lose, and I don't want you to look back one day wishing you had started today. Let's start with the first and most overlooked truth. Why seniors wake up to pee at night in the first place. Think of John, an 80-year-old man who told me once, "It's just old age, I've accepted it." He had convinced himself that getting up 5-6 times a night was normal. But here's the painful reality. It wasn't just old age. It was his body crying out for help. You see, as we get older, the bladder shrinks. It holds less. The pelvic floor muscles that once worked like a tight seal begin to weaken. For men, the prostate may enlarge and press against the bladder, making even the smallest amount of urine feel urgent. And kidneys, they don't filter quite the same way they used to. Instead of slowing down at night, they sometimes keep right on producing urine, flooding the bladder when the body should be resting. Now here's the mistake almost everyone makes. They think the solution is to stop drinking water altogether. But let me tell you, that's one of the worst things you can do. Dehydration thickens your urine, it irritates the bladder lining, and instead of helping, it makes you feel the urge to go even more. And on top of that, your body suffers. Dry skin, headaches, constipation, confusion. So what should you do instead? Drink plenty of water, but drink it earlier in the day. Make your mornings and afternoons your hydration window. In the evening, taper down. Cut out caffeine and alcohol. Both act like diuretics, forcing your kidneys to pump out more fluid than necessary. And when you drink, sip slowly instead of gulping. This gives your body time to process without overwhelming the bladder all at once. But hydration isn't the only piece of the puzzle. Diet plays a surprising role too, and this is where things get interesting. Because yes, there is a certain nut, a simple, everyday nut, that can make all the difference. Take the story of Martha, a 74-year-old widow. For years, she dreaded going to bed because she knew her night would be broken into pieces. Then one evening, her daughter encouraged her to eat a handful of walnuts with her evening tea. At first, Martha laughed. How could a nut change my nights? But by the third night, she noticed something. She was sleeping longer stretches. By the end of the week, she was making it through 5 or 6 hours straight without waking. What's happening here? Walnuts, and a few other nuts too, are loaded with magnesium, which relaxes muscles and calms the nervous system. They also contain melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone. And the omega-3 fatty acids? They help regulate your body's internal clock, improving both sleep depth and bladder control. Now, don't make the mistake many people do. They hear nuts are healthy, and they eat handful after handful. Then they complain about weight gain or indigestion. No, the secret is in the portion. Just 5 to 7 walnuts about an hour before bed. That's it. Enough to help your body relax, not enough to overload it. And before you say, well, nuts make me sleepy, but I'm still waking up at night, let me tell you, walnuts aren't a magic cure-all. They're part of a bigger picture. And that picture includes avoiding the foods and habits that sabotage your nights. Let me give you an example. An elderly couple I know, Frank and Clara, loved sharing a pot of black tea before bed. It was their ritual. But they couldn't understand why they were both waking up 3 or 4 times every night. The answer was simple: caffeine and fluid intake too close to bedtime. See, caffeine isn't just in coffee. It's in tea, chocolate, even some decaf products. And alcohol? Many seniors think a glass of wine will help them sleep, but in reality, it disrupts the sleep cycle and overstimulates the bladder. Then there's sugar. High sugar snacks before bed spike insulin, rev up the kidneys, and guarantee you'll be making that midnight trip. So here's my advice. Set a 2-hour cutoff before bed. No caffeine, no alcohol, no sugary treats, and no large amounts of fluid. If you must sip something, make it a tiny glass of warm water or chamomile tea. Something soothing, not stimulating. But let's be real, food and drink are just half the story. Your evening routine, the way you wind down, matters just as much. Think about Ruth, a 76-year-old woman who used to stay up late every night, scrolling on her phone and watching television with bright lights blaring. She didn't realize that the blue light was shutting down her body's melatonin production. Her stress hormones stayed high, her bladder muscles stayed tense, and her sleep shattered. Many seniors fall into this trap, believing that staying up late makes them feel young again. But in truth, it steals precious rest and strains the body. So, here's what works. Create a calming bedtime ritual. Dim the lights an hour before bed. Switch off the TV. Stretch gently. Take a warm bath to relax your muscles. Even 10 minutes of soft breathing or prayer can shift your body into rest mode. And if you need help creating a step-by-step evening routine, that's exactly what we've put inside the Elderly Spring Sleep Wellness Kit. You'll find the link waiting for you in the description below. Now let's talk about something most people overlook: strengthening the bladder itself. I'll tell you about George, a 79-year-old who thought his only option was medication or surgery. But when he started doing simple pelvic floor exercises, just a few minutes a day, he noticed something incredible. The urgency lessened. He had more control. His nightly bathroom trips dropped from 5 times to 2, and eventually, sometimes, he made it through the whole night. Weak pelvic muscles are one of the silent culprits of nighttime urination. Yet most people don't realize they can be strengthened. Gentle Kegel exercises, done consistently, can train the bladder to hold longer and signal less often. And here's the key. Avoid straining or heavy lifting in the evenings. That pressure only makes things worse. And don't buy into the myth that pills or surgery are the only answer. They're not. Natural approaches, hydration timing, dietary changes, calming routines, and bladder training can all work together to bring relief without the harsh side effects. Now, I know this might feel like a lot to take in, but stick with me, because in just a moment, I'm going to put all of this into perspective, not just physically, but emotionally. Because nighttime urination isn't just about your bladder, it's about your peace of mind. It's heartbreaking when sleep becomes a nightly struggle, both for seniors and their families. Imagine lying awake at 2 in the morning, listening to the steady tick of the clock, feeling the weight of exhaustion pressing on your chest, but still unable to drift into rest. For many older adults, this is not just one restless night, it's every night. And for their loved ones, watching someone they care for slowly lose energy, vitality, and joy because of constant interruptions can be deeply painful. It can feel like life is quietly slipping away, not through dramatic illness, but through the silent thief of poor sleep. But here's something important to remember. These challenges are not signs of weakness. They are not punishments. They are signals. Your body asking for care, attention, and gentleness. Each struggle to fall asleep, each night of tossing and turning, is your body whispering, something needs to change. Instead of fearing these changes, see them as a compass pointing you toward better habits, healthier choices, and deeper awareness. Because the body, even in its later years, has a remarkable ability to heal when given the right support. And this is where action comes in, not big, overwhelming changes, but simple, steady steps. Tonight, try adding that handful of nuts to your evening routine. It's not just food, it's fuel for your nervous system, a natural source of magnesium and healthy fats that tell your body, it's time to relax. Pair it with a calming ritual, maybe turning off the TV an hour before bed, dimming the lights, or listening to soft music that slows your heart rate. Small actions like these may seem too simple to matter, but night after night, they build a foundation for rest. Because here's the truth. Peaceful sleep is not just a dream. It is possible, even in later years. You don't have to accept restless nights as your destiny. You don't have to feel trapped by fatigue. With awareness, patience, and care, your nights can change. And when they do, when you finally close your eyes and drift into steady, nourishing rest, you'll feel the difference ripple through your days. Energy will return. Mood will lift, life will feel lighter again. So tonight, choose one step. Tomorrow, add another. And slowly, gently, you'll discover that the nights don't have to be battles anymore. They can be moments of peace, healing, and renewal, because your body is still capable of rest, and you are still worthy of it. So today, we uncovered some of the most powerful, yet often overlooked reasons why seniors wake up at night. We talked about how the body changes with age, and how even small habits, like a late cup of tea or an innocent-looking evening snack, can quietly disturb your sleep. We discovered the secret nut that works like nature's gentle medicine, calming the bladder and supporting deeper rest. We uncovered surprising foods and habits that make nighttime trips to the bathroom worse, foods that many people never even think twice about. Then we walked through a calming bedtime routine, simple yet powerful steps that tell the body and mind, it's time to rest now. And finally, we explored natural, easy ways to strengthen the bladder, without pills, without complications, just steady daily habits that add up over time. That's a lot of wisdom packed into one session, and I hope you're leaving with not just ideas, but with clear steps you can put into action tonight. Now, let me ask you this. Because your story matters just as much as the information I've shared. Which of these tips are you going to try tonight? Will it be swapping out one of those bladder-irritating foods? Or maybe finally starting that bedtime breathing routine? Or perhaps trying the secret nut we revealed just to see how your body responds? Or maybe you've already noticed something surprising in your own life, like a food or a drink that makes your nights more restless than you ever realized. If so, I'd love to hear about it. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Not only will I be reading them, but you never know who else you might be helping. Another senior, maybe halfway across the world, might stumble upon your story and find comfort or guidance in it. That's the beauty of this community. We're learning from each other. And if you found even one piece of advice here today that made you stop and think, then I want to invite you to stay connected with us. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. By doing so, you're not just subscribing to a channel, you're joining Elderly Spring. Every single week, we share practical, down-to-earth health tips designed for seniors and the people who love them. Tips that are simple to follow, rooted in real-life experience, and made to help you live your later years with more strength, more peace, and more joy. So, if better sleep, steadier health, and a stronger sense of well-being matter to you, don't miss out. Subscribe now and be part of this growing family of wisdom and care. And before we close, I want to gently remind you about something special. In the description below, you'll find a link to the Elderly Spring Sleep Wellness Kit. This isn't just another set of tips. It's a carefully put-together guide filled with easy routines and natural solutions to help you, or someone you love, sleep peacefully through the night. Think of it as a toolbox, one you can open whenever restless nights come creeping back in. Everything inside has been chosen with seniors in mind, safe, practical, and effective. So if nighttime awakenings have been troubling you for far too long, or if you just want to make your evenings calmer and your sleep deeper, take a moment to check it out. It might be the very thing you've been searching for. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I know your time is valuable, and I'm honored that you've chosen to share part of it here. Remember, good sleep isn't just about resting your body. It's about healing your mind, recharging your spirit, and giving you the energy to greet tomorrow with strength. So tonight, as you lay your head down, I hope you feel a little more prepared, a little more hopeful, and a lot more at peace. Until we meet again, stay well, sleep deeply, and never forget, you deserve rest, you deserve health, and you deserve peace. I'll see you in the next video.